Hey guys, so welcome to JMasterclass, Growing an Online Business. I'm Tots.
And I'm Karen, and we'll be your hosts for this evening. Today, we have some of JMA's most well known hustlers.
So that's right, Karen, and they're here to school us on everything we need to know about starting a business online. So
Before we get
before,
into it, let's have our speakers introduce themselves. So, speakers, for the benefit of the viewers, please say your name, batch, and com, and your business.
Okay, hi guys. So I'm Angie. I'm currently a third year student, BSBA. My com is SPR, and my business is candle chemistry. So I sell soy scented candles.
Hey guys, my name is Sofia Torres. I am zero int, so I graduated last July lang, and I was a JMA member back in my second semester in 2017, quite a long time ago. Um, and my business now is called Tea Treats, and we sell brownies and lemon brownies.
Okay, hi, I'm Janina. I'm a second year BAA student. I'm from Finn, and my business partners are Nash from Int and Kara from X, and our business is called feelgood.co. So we sell stickers on Instagram and Shopee.
Hello, I'm Nami. I'm fifth year Viscom student from All Aboard and also in committee. And my business is Pots by Paburo.
Wow, thoughts, we've got some pretty big time speakers right here.
we really do, so make sure to pay attention to what they have to say today.
They have my undivided attention. Well, now that we've introduced our hustlers, let's get started. I'm pretty sure everyone's excited to learn from our very own JMAers.
So to start off, the very first question would be, what got you interested in starting your own business? So we start with Angie.
Okay, so I guess for me it started off with my love of hoarding scented candles. Like I would buy new candles every month just because the scents and the blends that were being sold sounded super interesting, and I wanted like a new kind of vibe in my room or in my house every time. I guess this started during the start of the pandemic when I wasn't allowed to go out of the house and I was just at home. So diba I wanted like a change in my room every day para my days are still exciting and interesting. But sadly scented candles here in the Philippines are really expensive, like the branded ones. So for example, I would buy from Bath and Body Works or Joe Malone, but then I didn't even want to light them because they were so mahal. So I started making my own scented candles alang. And with candle chemistry, I want to give other candle hoarders like me like more affordable options and a variety of fun scents to choose from. So that's where it all started.
I guess for me naman, I also started during that time when it was the start of the pandemic and everyone was locked up. And during that time, there was no school, like everything just stopped. So me and my siblings were just at home and we didn't know what to do and we wanted to be productive also. And I guess more personal to me, I was uh, heading onto my fifth year then. So I wanted to intern dapat, but then there weren't so many opportunities. So we just wanted to make our own. So we started our own business, and I guess this was our channel of productivity also because our parents also had a catering business, so we thought that this would be the natural way to go to also sell food. We picked brownies because we love baking, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And everyone was also selling food at that time, so we wanted to join in.
Oh, for us naman, I honestly didn't know that I was gonna start a business because it was initially Nash and Kara planning something. Because Nash, she collects so many stickers. Like she has a binder that's just stickers. And then Kara naman, she's so good at illustrating. So they were like, without me yet, they were like, oh, what if we sold stickers? And then since we were all friends, they sort of like um pulled me in, like, oh hey, do you want to start a business with us? And um I don't know, I was like, I found it super exciting because I also like Kara, I also like drawing and illustrating and graphic design and stuff like that. So I thought it would be like a fun idea it would be a good idea for us to just sell stickers for fun. And um, like I was looking at it more of the enjoyment or the passion side. Like I just get to draw stuff and I get to share it with people. I wasn't really expecting to make so much, like to make a lot of profit from it or anything. And just the thought of being able to share designs with people, or like just being able to create cute drawings that people could add to their notebooks or laptops or whatever. It's like sharing a piece of our passions to other people's lives. Like I know it's just stickers, but it's so cute that something like that could come out of just us drawing and selling stuff at home. So I think that's what really motivated us to continue the business and to, just plan it out and keep making more designs. So yeah.
Okay, well, disclaimer, I'm like with my dad and my brothers in this business because I don't make pots, okay? Like, I can't make pots at all. But, okay, why I got interested in it was because it was my dad. Like, my dad's like our sensei. He's the head of it and he's the one that makes pots. So, I got interested in it because it was like a little branding project for me. And you know naman, being Viscom, that's like my line of work talaga. So I wanted to be a part of it in that sense. And also just, help my dad create a platform online. So yeah.
Okay. So I see that, all of us, all of you guys, I mean, are very passionate about these things. So you guys have your own story and background on why you started these businesses. But I think something that's relevant to our viewers and people who want to start their own business also is, what is the biggest challenge you guys encountered, while operating this business? So, of course, it isn't easy, and the fact that, we're all students.
Do I start? Okay.
Yeah.
So at first, I think I really underestimated the hardships of starting an online business. Since I started in the beginning pa lang of the pandemic, I saw like Sophia, I saw how everybody was starting their own online business and it seemed so easy. So I was like, oh, I want to join in. But then when I actually started setting everything up, that's when I started feeling so overwhelmed. Like I had so many moments when I asked myself, kaya ko ba to? But I think my main challenge was how much I belittled the R&D process also. Like I was so excited to launch my business. You know how when you're an online business owner and you have your first idea or your first glimpse of having a business, and I was so excited. I just launched it and I did it without much research and dev, which I think was a pretty big mistake because that meant that there was less room for improvement, which is really important in starting a business. I think that any small or big business owner naman will agree with me when I say that our goal is to put out the best products or services if you're a service business for your customers, diba? But with too little R&D, kasi that means that I still had to fix so many different aspects of the product, like packaging, labeling, etc., while the business was already open. So it took some extra grind out of me to get where it is now. And I'm happy to say naman that no consumer who ordered early was compromised. But I guess if I could go back and change something, then I would have spent more time perfecting the product before launching the business. So that's for me.
Yeah, totally agree with Angela on the R&D. I think that was definitely one of the hardest parts because of course, you want to give a product that you're going to be proud of. So you really can't skimp on that. Um, in more relation to our business, since it's baking. So a while ago I said we love baking, but I mean, we're not professionals at it. At that time, I think it was just my sister who really liked to bake, and then me and my brother would just help. So during that time in the start, we really got to train ourselves to be more exact, to perfect the process, and not just the technique, but also to have the perfect recipe and everything. Thankfully, we had our mom to teach us all the way, and in the first few batches, she was there. Aside from that, I think it's also creating the product. Of course, you go into the business also selling something you're really passionate about, but you of course have to find something that other people would like as well, because how are you going to sustain your business, ganon. So there, and I guess the last difficulty that we have faced is probably just maintaining the business, because in the start, I'm sure everyone feels the rush, but then it also takes a lot of effort to maintain your customers, to develop new things in your business, and yeah, we're still working on that now.
I think for us, since we also outsource like our sticker supplier, because we can't really print it ourselves, one of the challenges that we experience would be like scheduling, or having to schedule our business like activities around our suppliers' availability, or how long they would take to print stuff. So I mean, like, we benefit from that because we don't have to incur extra costs of like printing and managing our own equipment at home. But then the downside is that if they experience any delays, or if they have an influx of orders, then we're also affected. So I think that was one of the that's still a challenge that we're experiencing now, and it's Nash who handles the logistics. So props to her for just being able to talk with our supplier and finding a way to haggle and schedule our releases around it. I think aside from that also would be we didn't realize like there were so many branches like to the business. Like, it's not just you design it and then you sell it. Like, you have to we had to fix our social media, we had to fix our finances, and also the logistics. So I mean, that's hard to do alone, and it definitely helps when since we're like 3 people. But even then, when online classes started, it was harder for us to even like to keep doing our individual tasks, especially when we were more overloaded with work. But yeah, we're still adjusting to it, and I agree with what they said. It's really just maintaining the flow of the business, like, because we're super big eye at the start and everything's so exciting and you can't wait for it to grow, but then like sometimes you hit like a slump na parang the orders aren't as many as when you started, or you don't have enough time to handle or improve your business. But so it's like you have to find a way to overcome it and know that there's still room for the business to grow. So yeah.
Well, parang the challenge for me, I was gonna say working with my brothers and my dad, but it's not that bad. But sometimes lang, it's so funny. But okay, if it's not that, okay, but it's not that bad, huh? Like, it was just funny in my head. But okay, if it's not that, I think the challenge for us naman, it's mostly in the shipping and logistics wise, because they're fragile pieces. So even if we like secure them properly, like we really wrap them well, like on the way to the person, it can break, and it's not even our fault anymore. So we only had those type of cases for like farther places where we had to ship out. Now we only cater to Metro Manila because of that. Because yun, parang there was a time when a few pieces broke, even if it was like in a lock and lock. So we were so confused. we were just like wondering how could it break. We like secured it so well. And then I guess another is sometimes like it's challenging to like communicate either to like the customers or just even like to my brother and my dad, because my dad, he's the one that creates it, diba? But he creates it in our place in Batangas. That's where all the like pots come from, and then he has it brought over here to Alabang. And then yeah, parang in the start it was kind of hard to know when to release or if it was like gonna be consistent. So we didn't jump into it too much agad, because one of the first things like I established with my dad was like, no, I want a good branding. You can't just release something like that. So I was like, okay, let's make it pretty first and then let's release. So kind of pretty, okay? I'm not saying it's pretty, but you know. So yeah, parang that was a challenge for me.
Okay, so with all the challenges that you guys mentioned, from research and development to finding a good, reliable supplier, perfecting the process, it must have been pretty difficult to handle all of this with everything else going on in your lives. So, how did you balance work and school with your online business? And can we start with Nami, then Janina, Sofia, then Angela?
Okay. Well, for me naman, parang once you got a hold of the whole process, um, we kind of scheduled days. So like I told them, like Mondays usually we don't have school. So parang Mondays I'd save for like photo shoots and creating the pubs na for the release, so that within the week I'd be able to release and then instantly like send an invoice and whatnot when we release. Then the weekends are saved for shipping it out. But like yeah, like I guess you just have to schedule. But aside from that, like yun, since I'm like working with my dad, sometimes I get to just like tell him that I'm too busy. So it's nice that he's like really understanding about that side, that you know we still have our own lives and own schedule, and even if we're like trying to help him out, it's also like we need to help ourselves. So yeah.
So for us, I think at the start we were able to sort of anticipate na we were gonna get busier with school and org work. So when they made their marketing plan, like Nash and Kara, since they're in charge of like our social media, they scheduled posts or like when the pubs should be due so that we could anticipate when we can work on it. And since Kara and I are the ones designing, what we usually do is Nash would like ask, oh, how long do you guys need for the design so that I know when to contact the supplier and stuff like that. So usually she'd set like a soft deadline for Kara and I to submit our design so that we could get the products on time, and Nash could take pictures and edit. We could have our prod shoot and the release and all of this. Yeah, basically it was just a lot of scheduling and anticipating when our schedules would be hectic. Pero unavoidable pa rin na we didn't anticipate na biglang ang dami palang Rex this week or something. And since you know we're all CBA, tas we're all JMA pa, we kind of have an understanding about what everyone's going through. So kapag di talaga kaya, we always like we just push back a release, and everyone's understanding naman. I think one of the main things also that helps us manage and balance the whole thing is that we're all friends. Like we're like not just business partners. We're people who can just be open with each other and adjust and be transparent about when things are too heavy or like when we need additional help. So yeah.
Yeah, totally agree with all of that, especially the sort of saluhan that you have. So like you work with your friends or your family, but yeah, I mean aside from being business partners, you're first and foremost that. So when we started, we actually already had schedules. We didn't accept orders every day because we wanted everything to be structured already and to anticipate the flow properly. So example, 2 days a week for baking, and then the days before that, just allot a few hours for getting the supplies, ganon. But then as school came in, those 2 days became one. and the three bakers became two. And as I went to work na rin, we handed it over mostly to my siblings who are in college now. So I think it's just important that you set your expectations to everyone working in the team, and still make time for it, even if it's lessened. It doesn't have to be as jam packed as the first, but um, one thing that our dad always tells us is that it's important that kahit your orders are less or your baking days are less, that you're still present and you're still there. And then when you're ready, you can ramp it up back again.
For me naman, I think it's pretty much similar to all of theirs in terms of like scheduling, but the only difference is that I don't have a partner or a group to do it with. So for me, when I started, I would plan everything out from the online posts. So who the photographers will be, the captions, even the trends ongoing right now, so that my posts kind of reach to the market that I want. And I would also plan when I will make the candles, when I schedule the delivery. So kind of similar like what they said. So that in between I'll have time during the week for ACADS and internship work. Because I think when I opened Candle Chemistry, I also got an internship like a month after or a few weeks after that I didn't expect. So I had to find time to balance that as well. So with that, I created a routine kind of similar to Nami's, where I would make the orders for the week on Friday, and then I would make time to have them ready by Monday so that I had enough time for school and org work during the week. So it really helped a lot also, I could say, to develop a relationship or a bond with the buyers so that it's kind of easy to talk to them, and I did not feel pressured or anxious at all. And another thing that I can say I learned for the balancing would be to never be afraid to ask for help, because as like a solo person doing this, at first I didn't want to ask other people for help because as a person, like I felt like, oh, baka hassle sa kanila, you know. But then with all of this, I really learned that it's not wrong to ask for help when you need help. And I've made friends with other local candle makers and even some in JMA. Shout out to Ea Manuel because she really helped me. Like for example, I had rush orders and then I ran out of wax or out of packaging, and then she would ship some to me. And yeah, and it's also nice to be part of a community with people who do the same thing, so that when you have times when you need someone to relate to you or to give advice when you're in a certain situation, that would really help a lot.
So now that we've talked about all possible challenges, so scheduling, communication, and stuff like that. I like this question. So it asks naman, so what was the most fulfilling moment for you in the course of your online business? So for this one, let's start with Janina.
I think the most fulfilling thing would be when we first launched. We were receiving like so much overwhelming support, and like not just from our friends and family. Like I didn't have to hard sell. Like I didn't have to PM my friends, guys, please like, blah blah blah. Because we could genuinely feel the support also from the different accounts that we were following. Because props to Nash on this. She's very knowledgeable in the sticker and bullet journaling industry. So she knew like that it was a close community. Like small businesses would support each other, and bullet journal shops would like buy from the different businesses and promote. And these were like strangers. Like we had no idea who these people were. But then when we launched, they were commenting and they were like posting it in their stories. And I don't know, like even when we hadn't started selling our products because it was just like teasing it and stuff like that, I felt so excited, and it's like, wow, people like are excited. People genuinely want to see the designs that we're gonna put out, and it gave me like motivation to make sure that the future designs you would come up with would generate like that same excitement and support from this group of wholesome people that are just there to support each other. So yeah, it felt very fulfilling and felt so like welcomed into their community. Yeah.
So, how about you, Sophia? What do you think was the most fulfilling for you over the course of your online business?
Yeah, I guess the initial support was really nice to see all of your family and friends like rally behind you and
Hmm.
super market you. But I think also one of the really fulfilling moments was that after, of course, they're gonna support you because they're your family and friends. But when they actually like the product that you release, like, wow, you're such a good baker pala, or like, wow, did you really make this recipe? Or like, ang ganda ng packaging, like all of those little compliments and the that you see that all of the hard work that you put into your product was valued. It was really great. And like until now, even beyond the family and friends, like we've made loyal customers and friends. I mean, loyal customers who became our new friends. Like, oh, when are your new releases na? Like, we miss you now. Like, I can't wait to order your stuff for my birthday. Ganon. It's really nice to hear that. And aside from that, I think it's also at that time kasi aside from all of the online businesses, there were a lot of online charities that would partner with businesses and so you would really see that all of our some parts of our profit or would go to the people who were less fortunate at that time, especially it was a really COVID was really bad at that time then, so it was nice to help.
So, Nami, did you also feel this overwhelming support, or what did you feel? What was your most fulfilling moment over the course of, I know, your online business?
Actually, to be honest, parang I kept it super low key. Like, I didn't want people to know I did it. Because if the logo was ugly, that's my fault. Basta. So, I kept it low key a bit. But, I would share my story, but I wouldn't say, oh, it's my dad's or whatever. Parang for me, kind of same. It's about, like, I enjoyed seeing how it grew. And also, these customers that became loyal to us. And then and one thing I like super appreciate about it is just how yun na nga, like we really started small and like I mean like everyone here also we started small, and then when you gain like the followers and they start appreciating your products, I think parang for me how it's different is that it's really about them like appreciating like this art piece, because parang aside from it being like functional, you'd see how they kind of use it in different ways, and that was also cool. Like that's why we created like a hashtag for like for them to show how they use their like pots, because it's so pretty like seeing them in the different settings. And I grew up with like these pots and all these ceramic pieces, so parang to me it's like, okay, I'm so wow now with it, but when I see it in other people's homes, it's like, wow, it's so nice, it's actually nice, and then I'm like, wow, okay. But yeah, aside from that, I think what was also nice was how like it kind of like my dad was also learning ish about the online platform. It was like medyo boomer vibes na. He's like so boomer in Instagram and all that. So it was nice to like help him, and it's like really fulfilling to like, he like comes in my room and he's like dancing and he's like, oh, we sold out, and I'm like, oh my god, chill out. I'm like, chill out, whatever. But yeah, I think it's that like seeing the followers like grow because other people
Mhm.
are like recommending, and then just them appreciating what you're doing or what you're making like kind of pushes you to keep going and like to keep doing it.
Yeah. So, Angie, did you also, feel this traction? For me, like candles, I'm not really, I'm into it. Like, I don't know a lot about it. So, for you, what is your most fulfilling aspect of this, I know, of your online business, especially with something like candles?
Okay, so for me, actually, my most fulfilling or memorable moments is every time a first time customer would send me super good feedback and how much they shared their experience of the scent with me through the candles. Like, I've had a lot of customers like you thoughts na they haven't used a candle or a scented candle in a while. So they'd ask like, "Oh, what do you recommend?" Or what why should I buy a candle? Parang ni market ko sa kanila, joke lang. But then yeah, and then they end up liking it. I think that's something that I really feel fulfilled with after moments like those, because I would remind me of why I do what I do in the first place. And it also gives me new friends who I can share my love for the scents with. Because I believe that scents bring back memories. Like a specific scent can really take you back to a specific moment in your life, or it can remind you of a specific person kung miss mo na, joke lang. But for me, kasi what I like to make scented candles because I like to imagine myself in places where I haven't been to. So it can be actual countries or pwede rin mga fictional places, ganun. So I would have customers who would send me fictional places from books or TV shows where they would imagine themselves in, and they'd be like, for example, I feel like this place would smell like roses, ganon. And we just geek out about it because I also love watching like TV shows and books, and it became like a really small community that I felt like I made with them. So that is really fun.
Okay, it's great to hear that despite the challenges you guys talked about, you were still able to like find that feeling of fulfillment through the overwhelming support and getting closer to your business partners and seeing your products being used in new and creative ways. So I'm sure this is something that anyone would want to experience themselves. What advice would you give to those planning to start an online business or anyone currently starting one now? We could start with Angela. Angie.
Okay, so I guess I would say just go for it. Like if you wanna start your own online business, like go for it. But then never forget to remind yourself of the why, like the why you started in the first place. Because when you would reach those points when you're hesitating or when you're having second thoughts, it's really nice to know why you're doing what you're doing. And I guess to also never get blindly driven by the profit making part of the business, because it can get really easy to be carried away once your business starts taking off. But for me, I like to always remember where I came from, and of course, most importantly, is to always thank the people who helped you along the way. Because for me, like I wouldn't be where I am today without the people who supported me, without the people who helped me, and yeah. So that's it.
Okay, yeah, I think going back to your roots is always really important to stay grounded, especially with all the ups and downs that an online business may present. What about you, Janina? Do you have any advice?
I think like yeah, aside from focusing on why you started the business, like yeah, of course when you produce something, it has to be like you don't just think about minimizing costs or whatever, and you have to put the quality into your whatever you're selling, and because people are gonna know whether something was made with sincerity or whether you really put time and effort into it. So that's something important also if you're going to start a business. But aside from that, it's really good to plan ahead and create like contingencies in case like one of your plans don't work out or this product doesn't sell that well. It's always good to know where to go from then, because especially if you're starting alone, it's easy to like get lost or just go in head first without really like super thinking about the whole process. But if you plan things out and you have foresight about where your business is going to go, then it should go pretty smoothly from there.
Yeah, I think it's always important for the products to have quality over quantity and to also make sure to plan ahead and have backup plans in case anything may not go according exactly how you wanted it. What about you, Sophia? Any advice for upcoming business starters?
Yeah. So I think it's important to always know to always have that motivation driving you, like to keep hustling, like whether that's the product itself or the bonding with your teammates or the money even or anything about it, just something that will keep you going on. Second, probably to not be mediocre. Like they were saying, it's always quality, and you want to deliver a product that's going to make yourself proud and to make other people happy also. And lastly, since we're in JMA, to never underestimate the power of marketing. So this is something that we always had to keep in mind, like especially since we're online businesses. We really had to what do you call it? Be well versed in our Instagram posting skills and Facebook as well, and learning how to talk to all of the customers and deploying new products, pub mats, photo shoots, ganon. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think being proud of your product and of course marketing is really important in the business. What about you, Nami?
I think kind of related to like what everyone said. You just have to like have fun with it. Like it's gonna be hard talaga sometimes, but and there's gonna be days where it's like easy. It's really like a roller coaster. But like like what Sophia said, like having fun with it will kind of be like your motivation, whether it's like either communicating with the customers, working together with other people, or even just what you're selling when you're making it. You just have to like, because if you want to start something, why would you start something that makes you sad? So start something that you
You
have
know,
fun with, because this is, you're gonna invest a lot of time into it, so might as well make sure it's like a good investment, diba? But yeah.
yes. So, coming from all of those, medyo na-answer na tong question, but I like it also. So, let's ask it. What do you guys gain from operating a business? So, aside from money. So, maybe the most, like, what do you guys think is the most fulfilling, value-adding aspect of, having this business? So, we can start with Nan.
Parang for me, it's the communication skills. Because, like, parang this is like the first time I'm actually really talking to, like, like strangers online. I mean, like, don't talk to strangers, but these are buyers, of course, But what I mean, like, like talking to them is just, you want to make sure, like, you want them to be loyal, and you want to make sure that they'd want to buy again. And like sometimes, because when you're nice, like when your shop is nice, if you're not nice to your customers, like, forget about it. Like, why will I buy from you again? But when you have good communication skills, and if you're able to like connect with your customers, that's when they feel like there's like more value back to like your product, because you cater to them, and you're open to their questions or to what they think, if like their suggestions, and they can be really helpful. Because aside from that, since it's an online business, and like, let's say my platform is mostly Instagram, they like gladly share their the products, and it becomes like free marketing. So it's like great to have these communication skills to build a good bond. Yeah.
Mm-mm. So, Janina, do you also think that this applies to you in your business?
Oh yeah, communication is like a big part of it. I mean, not just to your customers, but also like with Sila, Nash, and Kara. Because even if we're all friends and like we started this like having fun and stuff, when it comes to like the serious stuff like releases or finances, you have to know how to communicate with each other, not be shy if you disagree with someone and stuff like that. But aside from communicating, I think one of the most value-adding things of starting a business is learning, getting better at managing money. Because up to this point, I only knew how to I sort of knew how to manage my own finances, but when you're handling like a small business and stuff, like because Kara and I are accounting students, so we wanna apply the things that we've been learning. Like, oh, we're keeping the books and stuff like that, and we're making like T accounts and everything. And it's different when you can actually like practice with it. It helps us understand like what's important with managing stuff like this and being so meticulous with every peso and every cent, because you need to know where it goes and whether you're worth investing time and money in. So yeah, that was very value adding for me.
Okay. How about Sophia? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree na communication, but more of internally. This is the first time I worked with my sibling. And like what Nami said, sometimes it's quite hard to work with your fam sometimes. Like we would fight sometimes, but it's all good. It's all good. That's also what my parents were excited about. They were excited for all of us to work together. So I think we learned a lot about teamwork and understanding each other and what our skills were and where we would lead. Second, I think is discipline also. Um, since it's not just a project na it has a start to end na, because I mean I'm sure everyone's goals in their business is to keep it going for as long as possible. So you have to keep up the discipline to continuously do the finances, do the actual operations, or keep up with the times, release new stuff. And lastly, I think also the business skills, of course, that you learn from it. Like we're all learning all of these stuff in school, and at least here we get to finally apply it. Like whether it be the branding on how to do Photoshop or like how to make operations more efficient. So like we got to see our baking, like how to make it faster so we can do our other stuff already right away, or how to cost efficiently so you'll get the most out of it and find the best price. Ganon. So yeah, I think I gained those 3 learnings.
Okay. So Angie, how about you? What do you gain from operating a business and a business?
So like what I said kanina, I think a main gain is the customers turned into new friends talaga. But then personally, I would say that from the experiences that I went through, and the challenges that I went through, I think I would also take those into consideration as a gain, because from those I got like the resiliency and the grit to enjoy the process even if you're going through challenges also. So I think that's one thing that I would be able to carry over, like as a BA student. Once I graduate, I would want to join companies or create my own company. This little experience would really make me different from how I would be if I didn't.
Okay, so we've gone through everything from you guys starting up your business to now that you get to experience all of the benefits. So can I ask, how has your business progressed since starting it up until now? Like, has it grown significantly, or like what was mentioned earlier, do you prefer it smaller so that you're less busy? Are there any new additions to the goods that you're selling? Are there changes in the way that you handle your business? We can start with Sophia.
Yeah, so I said a while ago that when I started working, I handed it over to my siblings muna since they had more capacity to do it. But of course, as new college students, it's also hard to balance it all. So we just lessened the days of our orders, and we also lessened our orders. But yeah, we're still there. We're working also on new products, so stay there, guys. I mean, yeah. But yeah, for sure, we're still going to keep it. And when things die down, I definitely wanna wrap things up again. So yeah, check us out, guys.
Okay. What about you, Nami? Any changes?
I mean, from parang it did grow kind of like significantly, I'd say. I'd like to think it did. And I mean, I like the way it's progressing now, and I don't mind if it like grows. I think the challenge should be not for me, but for my dad, like how he'll keep up with the orders now. But That's not my problem. That's his. So, but like, is it a problem? Just, but anyways, like, yeah, I think I like the growth much smaller than just keeping it small, because aside from it, like, as like being an artist, it's also sharing art, and like COVID talaga changed everything, like the art experience of it all. And our pieces now are actually, I mean, not our, but like my dad's pieces now, before he'd have like more of statement pieces or something you just have like in your living room, but now it's still something you have in your living room, but now it's more functional. It's like plate sets and dining wares or whatever. And I think a lot of people have started investing in this also recent, like, because in the pandemic, this parang, people want something nice in their house, something to add value to their houses. So I think that's like part of his whole R&D design right now, is trying to figure out um time we had like one meeting lang where there was like one meeting where he was like, the only meeting we ever had was where we asked each other like, what product do you think sold the most? And we're like, well, I think this and that. And that was it. And then now it's like bahala na siya. Parang my only input honestly is like, I keep telling him like, I want color pink or purple. And I'm just like, can you like release something pink or purple? Like, like, green and blue is pretty, but I just want pink. Actually, I think it's more for myself, but I'm pretty sure there's like an audience out there that wants pink or purple ceramics. So it's good advice. But yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, it's good to hear that you still continue the R&D process even like while the business is continuing. What about you, Janina? Any changes that you made throughout the business?
So for us, I mean, for us kasi, like, we can't keep reselling the same designs, like, unless of course it gets sold out and stuff. But the challenge is, once you buy naman kasi like a sticker sheet and then you put them in whatever, you don't like buy the same design again and again. It's not like food or something that runs out. So we have to keep making new designs every few months, and I think that's one of the challenges. But since we want the business to grow then, and we want to like attract different kinds of customers, we also want to expand like our products. And actually, small promo na rin, but we also like plan to release something for Christmas that includes like not just stickers, so that when you buy from us, you're also like buying the whole package and stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys wanna check it out for Christmas, you should. But yeah, I think we also want to grow our business also. And since we recently hit 1K followers on Instagram, we're like, it's getting us more excited. Like, oh, this feels so great. Baka there's still so much more potential and room for us to grow. So yeah.
Okay, we'll definitely check out the Christmas special and all the future products you guys are gonna drop. What about you, Angie?
Oh, for me, I think that it has grown a lot actually, especially right now it's Christmas time. So most of my orders are from companies who want to give their candles away as gifts to their employees or yung mga giveaway to their stakeholders, ganun. So most of my orders now are bulk orders talaga, and I'm dying. But then, it's happy dying. And since I noticed that my customers are pretty repetitive, like it's the same loyal customers who order and over, I don't really prioritize posting on Instagram because they already know like what's on the list. And I really just focus on building the relationships with them and expanding my connection. So I think one big thing that also helped me is the recommendation basis, because when one person buys, they tell other people, they tell their friends. So it just really increases more, even if I don't post on Instagram a lot, like they just DM. And with your question on like the size, I think for me, since this is more of a hobby than a profit-based business, I would have rather have it like small and closely knitted, because right now my number one focus would be talaga ACADS and org work, JMA. So yeah, I would really want to keep it small. But then with the what is your other question? Like the new products. I
Yeah.
actually have a lot. spending because, like I said a while ago, like a lot of customers talk about books or TV shows that they'd want candles on. So I have like a whole list of things that are actually all based on their recommendations and scents for me to try to blend out for them. So I think I just have to make more time for that. But other than that, it's been really good, man.
Okay, thanks guys. Thank you for everything that you shared, but unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for sharing your inside knowledge with us.
So yeah, after covering everything from starting a business from scratch to seeing how everything pays off, I think I'm ready to become a certified JMA hustler too.
Wow, thoughts. Are we looking at the next Bill Gates?
With all the great points made by our speakers and the helpful advice they shared, you can bet on it, Karen.
Well, we hope you guys have learned as much as we have from this live J Masterclass. If you're looking for a sign to finally start that business you've been thinking about, this is it.
Our speakers had so much valuable info to share, and I'm sure this will come in handy in your journey starting your own hustle. Thank you again to our speakers, Angie, Janina, Nami, Sofia. We really appreciate you joining us to talk about your businesses.
Don't forget to answer the evaluation form in the chat. Hope to see you next on Forbes Billionaires 2022.
And there we have it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to check out our Hustlers businesses on IG and Facebook. So right now, we're also flashing the materials you guys sent on the screen. So viewers, don't forget to check that out. And speakers, you guys could have like a short spiel. So while they're showing these promotional materials on the stream. So let's start with Angie.
Oh, no pressure. Joke lang. Bye if you wanna support or if you're a first time candle user, like go for it. I think you can also ask some JMers who have already bought from me for feedback and stuff. Yeah. Merry Christmas, guys.
Next is Janina.
Hey, hello. So if you guys want some decorating in your laptops or your notebooks or whatever, we still have a lot of stock left, especially our die cut. So like want to stick it in your water jug. It's waterproof and it has glitter, sparkly. And yeah, we'll also have our Christmas product drop soon. So yeah, no pressure. Yeah, also if you want to support us and yes, hope that our stickers make you feel good. Yep.
Next, Nami.
Well, I appreciate the support. If you support, I don't mind. But I don't know what to say. But thanks for having me here. Buy our pots.
Okay. So, Sophia.
Yeah, same. I didn't know there was a spiel, but yeah, buy some brownies from us, guys. Lemon brownies and just the ordinary yummy brownies. So yeah, getting a lot of bulk orders for Christmas, so I'm sure you guys want in too.
Okay, so that's all, guys. Thank you for watching our J Masterclass live stream, and we hope to see you here, guys, again on the YouTube channel another time. Bye bye.